It was one thing for women to join the astronaut corps. It was another thing for a woman to actually fly into space. I'm Meredith Bagby, and I wrote The New Guys, which is the story of the first astronauts who were women and people of color. In 1978, and actually even before that, Congress told NASA it had to integrate its entire workforce, including astronauts. They had over 10,000 applicants for this class, and they were gonna take 35. Out of this application process, 6 women joined NASA, and of the 6 women, there was kind of a not talked about but acknowledged competition to be first. Really, there were 2, maybe 3 top contenders. One was Judy Resnick, who ended up dying on the Challenger. She was an electrical engineer from the Midwest. She was a classically trained pianist. She was very beautiful. Quite frankly, a lot of the male astronauts had big crushes on her. And the other one was Sally Ride. The reason Sally was chosen was because she was so good with the media.
I think there are a few people that are waiting to see how I do.
And she was the one that had to kind of pave the way for other women. The truth of the matter is that there weren't a lot of big changes that NASA had to make for women in space, except these weird cultural ones that we all had to get our heads around, or that America had to get its heads around. The main one, honestly, probably was the bathroom. What is hilarious about this is, the bathroom was an open space in the shuttle. So for Sally, they did the simple thing of they added a curtain. The second thing was, there were hygiene kits that people took up into space. It was shockingly, these very brilliant engineers, literally rocket scientists, didn't know very much about women's bodies. And so they came up with this hilarious kit. So the men carried soap and things like Old Spice and stuff like that up into space. The engineers sat down and they wondered, what do women need in space? And they came up with a makeup kit, and then they came up with these tampons, which were linked together like sausages so they wouldn't float away. And there were over 100 linked tampons in the case. And the engineer was like, do you think this is enough? And she's like, this is enough. The thing that's interesting about women in space now is the recent astronaut class that they just announced is majority women. That's going to be the class that goes to Mars, at least that's the hope. And what's interesting about women in long duration stays is women use less energy, and they're better with claustrophobia, and they're better kind of team players. These are all some of the reasons that they're using more women now for long duration stays.